Why are you here? You're here to outwork. You're here to outtrain. You're here to win.
Here with Frankie Gissendanner, four-time New York State champ, recently recruited and committed to Rider University. Frankie, thanks for taking the time to weigh in with me today.
Not a problem.
Hey, let's jump into it. A lot of people from Rider might not have been following your career, want to get to know you a little better. Can you tell me how old you were when you started wrestling?
I started around 8 years old. Started around 8 years old.
When did you start taking it seriously?
Probably the following year because I wanted to get acclimated into practices and stuff like that, and the pace and stuff of wrestling I didn't know because I always played football, baseball, and even basketball. So just the pace of wrestling, I needed to acclimate a lot better. So the following year I definitely took it serious.
Yeah, how did you get interested? Was it a family member or just you were interested on your own?
Well, I played football, and my coach was like, "Yo, you should try wrestling." And I'm like, "All right." So that's basically how I started.
Are you still playing football?
This was my final year since I'm going Rider.
Right, but did you play last fall?
Yep.
Hey, so I got a lot of kids who are football players and wrestlers. A lot of football players don't want to wrestle. Can you tell me a little bit about how wrestling helped your football?
A lot on just athleticism. A lot of athleticism on the field. On the mat, you get into some type of position and you do some weird move that no one saw. It kind of relates on the football field. If you're you got two guys on you, you do something to maneuver out of it, to tackle the guy, or you're running the ball and you do something to maneuver out of it, and you're getting tackled by two different people. It's because wrestling definitely teaches in moments of stress, or even in moments of getting taken down or anything, you got to figure a way not to get taken down or to take them down. So
Gotcha.
Definitely.
When you were a kid, what did you like about the sport?
I just liked the one-on-one contact. There's no excuse on the line. This is just you and I battling each other.
So if we were in the wrestling room, if you were this season, we're watching you for a week, what kind of wrestler would we see?
You'll see probably a fast-paced wrestler, someone that likes to, keep it motivated. I like music. You'll keep the music. I like to dance. See somebody that's having fun in the room. Somebody's sweat flowing. Look like they're having fun. Look like they're drilling. Look like their live is drilling and their drilling is live. Everything just looks nice and precise, especially with the team I had this year.
You've had a lot of success so far. You're four-time state champ. You won Fargo, right? Tell me a little bit about being successful. How do you stay hungry after you win a state championship? Do you just put it out of your mind, or are you that's awesome, but next keep focused? How do you deal with that mentally?
Yeah, honestly, it's awesome that day, and then the next year I gotta go chase another one. Until the fourth year, until I can't go to any more state tournaments, that's where I felt the best at. But the first, second, and third was just all stepping grounds on to get in the next one. So it was enjoyed it that day, and then the following days of the 364 days of the year, I just wanted to go get another state title and keep grinding.
So a lot of accolades. Do you have a favorite memory from high school wrestling or high school age wrestling?
I'd probably say I kind of have two. I like the Fargo one because it was in summer, and it was just I traveled. That was my first time traveling so long, and I could have had every excuse in the world to lose that day. But the way that I pulled it off and just held myself accountable to stuff and just been responsible throughout the summer to train and stuff like that, because it's not that there's a lot of distractions, but there's times where you could be lazy during the summer and not want to train, and I 100% see that. And the fact that I had reversed my summer, reversed my normal summer.
Yeah.
Instead of training, I trained, I practiced and stuff like that. I just really took Fargo really serious and stuff like that. So I think Spargo was one of the big ones, and then like Powerade. Um, I lost last year to number one recruit in the country, and he goes to Penn State now. And the fact that I came back this year and I was under the weather and I grinded to win it, that was probably another awesome one too that I liked.
Just stepping back, so losing that one 2 years ago, how do you deal with a loss personally? Where's mental toughness, bouncing back? How are you in that process?
Um, I get a little emotional the first day. Like when you lose, I get a little emotional, and then I take that emotion and I take the film and I pretty much do what my coach tells me to do. I listen to my parents. I listen better. I try to do everything better. And even in the position I lost in, I go back and it haunts me. I always dream of winning the Powerade title when I first stepped in, and now that I lost, that's what motivates me. So just figure out motivations and keeping my head up and always being spirited.
Was there a time when did you always have that skill? A lot of kids, when they're younger, they may lose, they get upset, but they have a hard time channeling that forward. Is that something you've always been able to do, to work from a loss, or is that something you acquired with age and maturity?
Yeah, yeah. In youth, when I took a few losses in youth a lot. Like I took a lot. I was in youth. I mean, we were kids.
Yeah.
But I always loved getting back in the room and learning what I did wrong. My coaches were always I'm always a guy that you can talk to, even when he loses. Even though he's so upset, for those quick 2 minutes, you can talk to me on the third minute because I'm gonna listen. I really want to take a knowledge of how to get better and where to go in situations when I'm losing like that again.
So you've talked about watching film of yourself. Do you watch film of anybody else?
Yeah, I watch films of all the guys in the country, from high school to youth to the Olympics to other international teams.
So who are some of your favorite guys to watch? And is there anybody that you've picked, use moves from or adapt moves from?
I kind of like Jordan Burroughs. His reattacks is really fast. I really liked how Knopf put a hammer on the guys, even with the torn whatever he had.
Right, messed up, man.
That was really great to watch, and how he changed up. I always train with Yanni Diakomahalis, so seeing him, wrestling, doing so well, and the fact that I trained with him was really a blessing. And I trained with him his whole high school career, and even my high school career, except for this year. That was really awesome to watch. I always love watching him, and it was awesome. Other guys you got Dan Gable. I like to watch Russians. Russians are really just cool to watch. They got explosive moves.
Yeah.
All freestyle. That's the reason, because kind of folk style is kind of boring at some points, but you got to do it for an NCAA title.
Totally. Freestyle is your favorite style, or?
Yeah. I love folk style because you have chances to win in positions you can't win in freestyle.
Yep.
But I like freestyle because it's just fast. It's a faster pace. You can do cooler moves.
Yeah.
It's just really exciting to watch.
Totally. So you're watching film of all sorts of guys. If when they were born and their size did not matter to you, is there anybody you would like to wrestle?
I would want to wrestle. I would want to wrestle probably John Smith in his prime.
Yeah. Okay.
And take a beating. I respect taking the beating from him because as my coach is all time favorite wrestlers, and my coach was my high school coach was during the time he was watching him win his Olympic titles and stuff like that. So to take to take a beating or to just get one takedown or something like that, I would be for sure excited to do.
Gotcha.
To be a part of.
Nice. Can you tell me who your biggest influences have been as far as wrestling? Your coaches or parents, whoever it is?
My head coach for sure, and Yanni's dad for sure. those guys put in so much time, and then be going in these national tournaments and going to being prepared for these state tournaments and being prepared for different off season like branches or something like that. Those guys, those two guys, my club coaches and my counselor in school are so supportive. My parents even my little sister influenced me a lot. I really want my little sister to be, better than me. She's a girl. She might not wrestle, but whatever sport she plays, I hope that she excels better than I do. And if she doesn't play a sport, even in the books, I hope that she does pretty well. So those are pretty people who are close to me.
Yeah.
Are pretty much all my influences. I'm not a person to judge and stuff like that, and make people higher levels. If you care for me and I care for you, it's a good combo.
Nice. Changing gears a little bit, can you tell me what your relationship is with cutting weight?
I honestly, I don't mind it. I think it's part of the sport. Everyone's doing it. Somebody's gonna suffer with the loss, or somebody's gonna suffer with, not feeling good. And it's just the art of wrestling. And to take it away, I think that the sport will get softer somehow. And to leave it be and let guys do what they want is another way of just them becoming a man. So I honestly don't mind it.
How much weight are you cutting to make weight?
I usually, I come in heavy during the season. Well, all the way up until junior year, I always came in heavy. Now I lost baby fat and all that stuff, so now I'm getting a little better. But usually I came in the season 15 over.
Yeah.
I just think that if you change your diet up a little bit and you stay strict to what, back to my coaches, my coaches always wrote down on paper what to do, or send me texts and somebody to motivate you to keep losing the weight. I really don't think it's the worst thing in the world.
Where do you project yourself in college, weight wise?
I'm thinking 141, 149 tops.
Okay. All right. You just went through the recruiting process, just committed to Rider. Can you tell me a little bit about the experience? Did you enjoy it? Was it stressful?
Oh, I love this process. I mean, some points were stressful with my parents, but everyone around me just, they just loved me to get to a college and everything like that, and just, wherever you go, I hope you have the best of your time, because that's just how the atmosphere around my community is. And I wasn't really that stressed just with my parents, because my parents they never been through a high caliber status of decision process thing. So D1 and everything like that, they went to a D3 school, and my dad and my mom went to a community school. So it's just they never experienced this before, and this is my first time too. So that was just more stressful in the household. But outside the household, I think everyone that I've came across was supportive. I think everyone was really nice about it. Wasn't mean. They were just I know you'll pick your decision because of the person I am, pretty much.
Gotcha. Any advice for kids who are going to go through it next year or the year afterwards?
Take your time. Understand how the atmosphere of the school works. See what's best fits for you. If you feel at home, that's probably the best option for you. If you feel at home at multiple schools, then I would write it on paper and figure out what's the biggest con to you. So, yeah.
Tell me about Rider and choosing Rider.
Choosing Rider was more on the team and the atmosphere of the school. I really like the diversity part. I really like how the school is open and bright. It's not it's not a lot. It's not crowded. It's bright. The fields are nice. Everything's clean cut. The classes are a little smaller, so you can get a better education. And you have more opportunity to relate with the professor. So I just really like the school because it really fit me really well of getting to know a lot new people without knowing way too many people at a big university.
Yeah.
And it also let me experience college too, because it's not super small like a community school or something like that where you can't figure out what your friends are and stuff like that. So I really think that's and like the team is just really like they're well put guys. Like everyone on the team, like some schools I went to, some guys were like me and the others. You could just see them talk back, and I'm like, I'm a recruiter. Like, wow, you're doing this here. I mean, I can see when I get to there that it could be a lot different. So I felt like Ryder is just the place to be if you want to feel like at home and just feel like that you want to build relationships with people.
Gotcha. It's not that far. You're going to be in Jersey. Parents be coming down kind of a short drive to get down to see you wrestle. At least a lot of the home matches.
Right.
If you could give yourself any advice right now as a freshman, as far as being a successful wrestler, what kind of advice would you give yourself, if any?
No, coming in as a freshman, I'm just the same way I came in at high school, get better every day. Figure out what makes you feel better. Figure out whatever that makes you feel bad, change. Have communication with my parents and have good communication with my coaches, because the ability to win a national title, in my eyes, I really think is there. So I think just getting better every day.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about your extracurricular activities. I mean, getting together with you, you got a busy schedule beyond wrestling. What else you got going on?
So, like right after school, I got an organization called Unified Basketball, and that's where they take my section of area of the school and take all the special ed kids and intertwine them with regular students to play basketball. And they do cool games and stuff like that. Like we do serious games, a whole tournament, and it's basically a month half of a season, Tuesday through Thursday, that we play basketball and compete and have fun with the kids. I also work at Wegmans. I'm a cashier. I also do helping hands. A couple hours in the week, 10 hours within the week at least. I also since I live in the city, I also help out city kids if they need help, getting motivated or for wrestling or lacrosse. I used to play lacrosse or I just help out. Not even with the stuff in the city, I don't do on paper because I felt like on paper it's too formal. I'd rather get the kid on the side, and if he's having a bad day on the side, motivate him in the rec center and play some pool with him or something like that. Or we play basketball or play some football, cross or anything. So that's the big thing.
So one of the things you just mentioned, so lacrosse and football, I always find football, lacrosse, and wrestling seem to go hand in hand.
Yeah.
What separated those other sports? We talked a little bit about the football. Were you good at lacrosse, and was there ever a question of pursuing that?
I wasn't. So what happened in lacrosse was I played till 7th grade, and from 4th grade to 7th grade, and I was pretty good. I mean, I was a space-off specialist, so I had a really good percent in the youth and coming to high school. So 7th grade I got called up to JV, and at the time in 7th grade you could play varsity sports in New York. So I had moved up in wrestling in 7th grade, so I played varsity. I wrestled varsity in 7th grade. So I just, after the season of varsity wrestling and then going to lacrosse, I just didn't like the exchange, and I didn't love lacrosse as much to keep doing it. Yeah. But what happened was in my junior year, which was last year, a couple kids on the team got in trouble or whatever. So guys from the past I used to play lacrosse with was like, well, we really need you. So I came back and played last year, and I really enjoyed it. And yeah.
Nice. Okay. All right. Going forward, if you could write any story for yourself, 10 years from now, what would it look like? What have you done? Where will you be?
I'm hoping to win a couple national titles, All-American at the least. Hopefully making a debut in the Olympics 2 or 3 times, within 10 to 2 times. So, try out my first time. If I don't make it, definitely go a second time.
Are you a lifer? You see yourself coaching afterwards? Are you gonna what do you want to pursue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to pursue physical education, and gonna be studying sports management. So after my sports management, I'm gonna go back up to my town area or my hometown and study like the next 2 years of physical education and hopefully be able to decide if I want to be an AD or coach. But I'm definitely gonna coach, but more on the education side, physical education. See what I'm
Gotcha.
gonna do there.
Now, a lot of guys I've talked to, from Richie Lewis to a few other folks, feel like you got a really good style to transition into the D1 level. Did you look ahead when you were creating that style, or is it just who you are, Frankie?
Honestly, it's just who I am.
Yeah.
Like I've been doing the same thing, just hopefully precise in my technique better.
Now, is it true that you were able to take down Coach Bedleon and get back points at will?
Oh, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. This is gonna be. We're gonna see.
I'm just trying to get Nick's goat. All right, man. Hey, anything else you want to tell Rider fans or your fans?
I just want to say thank you for supporting me. Go Bronx. Can't wait to be on campus and get ready for action. Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time, and I'll see you on campus next fall.
See ya.